dead air. That was good. Just hit it good.
You know, sometimes being the host of the only Canadian late night talk show, it's daunting, really. The pressure's on me. I feel like I have the weight of the world, the weight of Norfolk County, the weight of Ontario. Dare I say, the weight of my country on my shoulders.
That's a heavy weight.
But you know what? Not only am I feeling up to the task, I'm actually really looking forward to it. Because you know what's going to happen? The next few months are going to be so much fucking fun, people.
It's exciting.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And we're only getting started. There's only one way to get the show started, Michael.
How's that, Peter?
It's a little thing we call our theme song. Welcome, everybody, to Live from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late-night talk show.
Fucking right we are.
And currently, the greatest podcast ever to come out of Pool Shed in Pine Grove, Ontario.
Hey.
Soon to be somewhere else. But I think we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late-night history, the Nocturnal Emission.
Damn straight.
And tonight they are comprised of 4 of the 5. You might notice that's Michael, the band leader, Bo, on rhythm and vocals. Beside him is the man that writes the music for the show. That's our good buddy, old cockhead, Dave, the Rooster Charters. Beside him in the corner, playing lead guitar, fresh from shooting horses' cocks. That's Steve the Reluctant German, everybody. And the man making us sound so pretty, that's our CRTC required Frenchman. That's the French tickler, Kev Belanger, everybody. And working the board like a pro. Paul, give yourself a close-up because you need it. This is my brother. This is our bartender. This is our goddamn director of this program. Get him a proper chair. Paul Van Dyke, everybody.
Yeah, Paul, on the tambourine.
Hey, and now the host of this program, I'm the proud owner of a new church.
Yes.
It's Pope Pete Van Dyke. He's a two-time President's Club Award winner.
That's right.
It's Pope Pete Van Dyke.
Amen and hallelujah.
All right.
I love it. Lost my slap rattle in the Swazi's mix.
No.
I cannot.
Really?
Along with my preset for the last show. So sorry if it's distorting right now.
Yes. So to people out there, if you're in Waterford, you came to our show in Swazi's and you see a slap rattle. Oh man, it's like a piece of my heart.
Give it back.
Steve gave it to me for Christmas. You heartless bastards! You came to my show. You enjoyed my Edwardo performance, and you stole my goddamn slap rattle. God damn it! You're breaking my mom's heart.
Man.
The only thing she likes about my program is the slap rattle at the beginning. She always compliments me on how I've improved over the time that I've been doing this. My slap rattling skills have made her proud. It makes her warm in her heart, in her cockles of her heart, Dave.
Yeah, you didn't
The
use to know.
cockles.
You never knew how to do that.
What?
You, like work the slap rattle. That's not a skill you built up when you were young. That's
Nope.
something you learned since we started this show. That's a skill
I was a
that you
40-year-old man before I learned how to slap rattle, Dave.
Yeah, he still fucks it up once a show.
You know how hard it is to hit that thing?
built. Guaranteed.
I told, you know me. You've known me for longer than almost anybody, except for Paul. No, but Paul's known me 1 year longer than you, and he's my brother.
Is that it? Eh?
Yeah. I met Charles when I was 4.
It's been that kind of thing.
And Paul was born when I was 3 years and 3 months old. So,
Fuck you, Paul.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's got
so-
a few months on you.
few months, that's all he's got on you, Charters. But Paul knows me better than you, but you know me pretty good.
Not bad.
And
I have never had my nose broken by you.
I never,
Paul has, which makes me
I've never
believe,
broke Paul's nose.
It makes me believe that I've not only do I know you, but I've learned to know you faster than Paul learned to know you.
I've never broke Paul's nose.
I saw you break his nose right on the front lawn of your parents' farm.
No. You
In
got
a-
it mixed up, my friend.
No, in a football game.
What?
Yeah, Paul, you remember that?
That was a few times, I think.
I've never punched you. I've never punched you in the face.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a punch. It was a tackle or something.
Oh wait,
right?
did you punch Pete in the face? No, this
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
definite punch.
I was Paul the punch.
This is what's going on here.
Paul's
You're
broke
remembering it
your nose.
wrong.
Yeah.
I saw this on Netflix. If you you can get memories that are you
That's
think
what's
are right,
happening.
but they're not right. You fucked it up in your own head, and you just keep remembering
That's
it
right.
wrong, and then it becomes real to you,
Yeah,
right?
What actually happened was Paul broke your nose.
He did not break my nose either. This is what happened exactly. This is exactly what happened. We were at my old farmhouse, which if people are listening somewhere in the world, I'm going to paint a picture of where we were. Okay, we are on what looks like a southern plantation, like 200-year-old.
In the Carolinas.
It looks like you're not in Ontario, but you are in the Carolinas. You were at a plantation farm. It's a big thing.
Beautiful white-sided house.
Yeah, there's like a
rubble basement.
There's like a balcony out front of this house where the mayor used to give speeches to the public. They would gather on the lawn in front of this house, right? Way back when the town was considered to be the capital of Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Waterford was, eh?
Yeah.
Even at one point.
Farmall 140 tractor with a mower deck parked, beside the house.
Oh, now you're just making me cry, Dave. But anyways, let's go on with it. This is a nice house. We're in this house. We're on the front porch of this like white like a southern plantation style home. Paul's raking the front lawn. Dave and I are drinking beers, right? We're drinking beers, and we are like shooting the shit, getting a little wasted, and Paul's working, raking the lawn. The whole time we're sitting on the front steps in the chairs, drinking beers, getting drunk. We're making fun of Paul, raking the lawn, right?
Oh, man.
Eventually, Paul's had enough of our ribbing, comes up to the porch, and punches me in the mouth, which causes me to bleed in my mouth. My mouth's full of blood, right? My only response to my brother at the time was to spit the blood in his face, right?
Wow.
That was my response.
War cry.
And then it actually did seem to calm the situation.
It works.
It really did work at the
Blood
time.
brothers.
Because that was it. I was like, I deserved the punch in the face. No retaliation. Because I really did know I did wrong to him. Like, I was just like, he had no reason. He's doing work.
But I still had to sleep with one eye open. Right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
When you punch him, you're like,
Yeah.
He's coming sometime.
Sometime, yeah.
Young Paul, he's dealing with a hydrocell in his left testicle, swollen up the size of a
Jesus
grapefruit.
Have we ever told that story on the air before, Dave?
Maybe you shouldn't.
Well,
Too late.
too late now. Paul's already brought it, or Dave's brought it up. But no, I'm not going to get into the details of Paul's embarrassing history when he was young. But let's just say he had an infection, and it was in his cock hole. No. It was in his testicles, though. It really was.
I just remember a
Just
story
one.
from the hospital where he had the curtain was pulled and the nurse came into his neighbor who was next to him.
Andy got to go poop.
And he gotta go poop.
This is the whole story. Paul has a swollen testicle. One of them is like way too big. He's, 14? You say we were 14 years old?
Probably, yeah.
And one of his testicles just exploded. It was huge.
It was gigantic.
And then the other one was normal size.
It's a medical phenomenon.
And so at the time, I went over to Dave's house, the Charters, and I went to his house and I said, "This is what's happened to my brother. He's in the hospital.
You guys
They had to
made
put
me
him on an IV like for infection or whatever, so his testicle would go down because it was so big. His other one was normal size."
Made
Did you
me
call
a
it
very-
testicle or balls at that time?
They made me a very
Oh no!
thoughtful
This
card.
isn't at all what happened. This isn't all what happened. I have to
made me a-
backtrack, rewind.
A very thoughtful card.
Paul is having Dave is drunk at my house and sleeping over. He used to sleep over at my house for sometimes weeks. He'd hide from his girlfriend at my house. And his girlfriend would call my house and my mom would answer, and then Dave would tell my mom to tell the girlfriend that Dave wasn't there.
Wow.
Like, that was the kind of thing. Dave, you were a ship boyfriend at the time, right? Like, you got to admit that.
I needed some time away.
Yeah. She wasn't
clingy.
right. She wasn't right for you, obviously.
Kind of clingy
Yeah.
Stage 9.
at the time.
I don't know. She's. I thought she was a nice girl. Very nice girl.
She was dynamite girl.
I think you mistreated her. If you had to go back in that relationship and look at it from like an Eagles viewpoint, from like a top end view, you're emotionally disconnected from it. Who is worse to who?
I don't want to comment.
You were the worst. You were by far the worst. She did nothing to you.
I'm not an eagle.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying you were a real bad boyfriend at the time. He went to
Fucking roosters.
I'm saying he met his wife. He met his like soulmate, right?
Close to
You
the
met your
ground.
soulmate. You married her. You had 4 kids. My cousin.
Love of my
If you
life.
break her heart, I'll kill you. You know that. I'll strangle you with my own bare hands.
I will also kill you.
And Mike will too. And Paul probably would.
Oh, yeah.
Because Teresa, we love her to death. But you know what, Dave? I'll tell you this story. When Dave met his soulmate, he just gave up on his old girlfriend. He already had a girlfriend. And then one time we're at the Turkey Point
It was
Hotel.
love at first sight.
We were at Turkey Point Hotel, and both Dave's girlfriends were at Turkey Point Hotel.
Come on, that's happened to everyone.
Dave had two girlfriends
Tell
at
me you
the
haven't
same
been-
bar.
Tell me you haven't been in the Turkey Point Hotel and both your girlfriends were there. Come on.
That is actually, there's enough time passed you can tell that story, right? Because it's like, and we're all like, Dave, what are you going to do? They're like both there. And I know my cousin. She's going to kill that other girl. If push came to shove, Charters, move your phone, throw your phone out the window.
Fuck charters.
Not my phone. Fuck you.
It is your phone.
That was his ex-girlfriend's. They're buzzing him.
Oh, yeah.
him right
Their ears are
Can I
burning.
have one of those like bitch pop things?
I know you're with her right now.
Guy is an asshole.
I love bringing up old girlfriends. I wish I had more dirt when I was young. You can bring up that stuff on me because I would love to be made fun of for the old girls I used to bang, but I never had any.
Would you have pictured yourself as like a good breakup guy or a bad? You know what I mean? Like that you could talk to him now.
Steven,
I mean,
Where's your phone?
on your end.
Fuzzy
I
buzzy.
muted his amp. It's
Fizz
okay.
and fuzzy.
Song is amp.
Would you have broke up with girls and then been their friends like today?
Yeah, all of my girls I've ever had any relationship with in the past,
It's
like
Jane.
if it was like
Exactly.
pre-Jane. No, before Jane, I had made out with girls. I had fingered some girls.
finger blast.
I have
the
to be
big
honest.
zipper.
I have to be honest. I fingered banged some brats. I don't want to brag, but back in the day,
Granny panties.
hey, I never fingered
Sorry.
her. I never fingered that girl. I made out with her and we clashed teeth. We banged teeth.
That's a tough
That's a
go.
rough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That
rough.
happens.
We just didn't mesh, me and her. She was a beautiful girl, nice girl, but we didn't have the chemistry. Like it just she'd go zig and I'd zag. You know, we bashed teeth.
Yeah.
That's a bad
It's a
sign.
sure sign, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough go. Yeah.
It's no good.
I was just wondering though about the bad breakup because I think it's nice to have been with somebody and then years later still be friends with them.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it didn't end poorly and you don't
Yeah.
hate each other. You had a time and
Yeah,
then
but-
it didn't work and then now everything's
Yeah,
good.
because you know at the core of it all, you like that person to begin with.
That's right.
right.
There's
so like
good in them.
so like even though you had a falling out, you still there's something in that person that you liked at one point in time. So it's still probably in there somewhere. You know.
Yeah, because the bad ones really are a cock. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't want to see him around ever again.
Yeah, if you don't want to see him again, I think about my wife because I have such
My
little
wife.
experience. If like me and my wife, if she ever broke up with me, I would pine for her for years. You know,
And you should.
for years. You know, where I just think about her and every girl I'd be like just having dirty sex with in my divorce years. You know. And I would just be like, you know, like just a bunch of dirty whores everywhere that I'd be having sex with, you know? And then when I'd be banging those girls, I'd still be pining over my wife. You
Just
know?
cry every
In the
time
back
you
of your
finish.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the back of my mind, I'd be closing my eyes. I'd be imagining I'd be married with my wife again because that would be where my happy
That's
place
your happy
was.
place. Yep.
Even though I'd just be like slaying whores at some fucking club, bubble club in Vegas, you know? Just slaying college girls. I would hate it. You know, I'd just be pining for my
Snap
wife.
out of it.
What?
Snap out of it.
Sounds, sounds
Snap
bad.
out.
Pining.
Focus, Pete.
Pining
Come
for
back
my
to
wife.
us. Come back to us.
Oh, wait.
Come back.
Anywho.
You know, there is 4 people watching this program, and I think it's within
That's more.
it's our duty
That was 4.
to get our sponsors in here with a
Oh,
little
sure.
segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's rock and roll feedback.
Yes. I felt my slap rattle.
Whoa,
Wow,
it's
it's
here.
amazing. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, I'm sorry, everyone I accused of stealing from me at Swazi's. It's right here. It's right here. I found it. It was under feedback.
Sorry, Dave.
Be still, man.
Thanks, guys.
It was under feedback.
You know who I thought it was the whole time? I thought it was Charters.
Go
I thought it
Heroes.
was Charters. You know, every week we ask our listeners for feedback, And this segment is always sponsored by people who want our show to do better. And one of them is our good friends at Amazon. If you go to Live from the Dutch Hall's website, livefromthedutchhall.com, and you click on the Amazon banner, guess what happens?
What?
That bald fuck that owns the company doesn't get all the money. We get some of that money.
Yeah.
He
You
doesn't
know what-
need it.
You know what, Wes? The balls in the nocturnal emissions, you know what he did? He went on the Live from the Dutch Hall website. He clicked on the Amazon banner. And guess what happened? He went and purchased a Pope hat for Pete Van Dyke.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he did.
Oh my wait till
God
you see
bless
it,
his
Michael.
soul.
On
Wait till you see
Amazon.
it is beautiful.
Were you wearing it?
Oh, it's a gorgeous Pope hat. I wore it
Was
for the
he
party
wearing
at the
it?
church when I finally bought the church. Technically, I didn't buy the church. I didn't own the church, but I already had planned the party because I thought the deal was supposed to close that day.
Right.
And they said, "Hey, the deal's not going to close." And I said,
I've already
okay.
planned the party.
Everyone's in the church already. I already knew the code to get in.
I even have a hat.
I already talked to the lady that took care of the place. She says, like, have fun with it. And I was like,
The bell's ringing. What
yeah.
do you want me to do?
I'm already in here with a bunch of people.
We're
and then the next day she's like, okay, we'll call you. It'll be closed in the morning. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I hung up. And then we had the party. And the next day in the morning, like I just started moving pews out with my friend Kevin Belanger. Kevin Belanger. By the way, Paul, I don't want to. I hope you're not okay with this. Paul did not have a lot of confidence that you would be able to move the pews out with me.
Wow.
And people that are watching this on YouTube, there's 6 people watching now. 6 people. And for those 6 people that are watching live on YouTube, you're wondering, why is Pete Van Dyke wearing a muscle tee? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I did 1 day of hard labor, people. 1 day of hard labor.
What do you got to show for it,
Hey,
Peter?
Kev, you did 1 day of hard labor today too, right? We did the same amount of labor today. How you feeling right now?
Pretty good.
What do you feel like you've used your muscles?
Yeah.
He moves those speakers.
You remember the first pew we put up on the trailer? Me and you carried it down the stairs and then jumped on the trailer while carrying the heavy 12-foot pew.
Which kind of caught me off
Right?
guard.
Both of us sprung up there.
Yep.
Me, a 44-year-old spry man.
Yeah, we didn't put it down first before going up on the trailer. We both jumped up on the
Jumped
trailer.
up on the trailer.
Fucking thing.
No big deal. Put it over. Bob's your uncle. Get on with the next one, right?
Yep.
Me and Kevin are full of vim and vinegar at the time, right?
You got it.
Moving those fucking pews out.
Vim
And then,
Vim and vinegar.
Last load. Last load, we barely made it down the stairs.
Yeah, a little lackluster.
We put it. We had to like struggle to get it to just rest it on the trailer. And then we're like, we wait there for like 5 minutes to catch our breath. Realize we're never gonna catch our breath. The days of catching our breath are long past. We have to just get this fucking job done. Man, there was a lot of those fucking pews. Like it wasn't a long day's work. To be honest with you, it was. I'll be really honest. 6 hours of work.
Yeah, it was really quick.
But it was 6 hours of moving. Like I don't know the weight we
That's
moved.
a lot. 6 hours is a lot.
How
of
many
manual
pews would he
labor.
guess?
How were they?
Oh, I know exactly how many there were that we moved out. There was 24. There was,
I was going to guess like 40.
It was like 4 an hour.
and we moved.
Good math, eh?
We moved 24 out,
doesn't
and that
sound
includes taking all the disassembling them.
That's
and
like
there was
one pew every 15
Yeah, that
minutes.
makes it sound really bad.
you fucking. We had to drive it across a long distance.
I'm not judging. I'm just doing math. No big deal.
Well, yeah, the distance to drive was kind of tedious.
I think he's questioning my whole ability to pull this Spiky Ball Studios.
If we just
I was impressed to see them all out in one day, though. I was impressed that, like, I went, holy.
it would have taken us 2 hours if we just had to put them out into the curb.
Yeah.
They're
sure.
all out. Like the church is empty.
It's wide
Yeah, the
open.
church is empty, wide open.
Just general admission now. Oh, it's all GA.
Picture, all general admission.
Sweet.
We even took out the front rail. We even took the front rail, which we didn't count in those pew counts. Those front rails were like, there was
bet.
more screws in those than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Plus a hydro thing.
And those front rails are useless. I bet you just burn.
They
them
were the
probably,
ones
right?
that broke easiest. Yeah,
Just
the
burn
easiest
them.
too.
What do you do with the front rails?
That keeps the devil out. It's from a fucking church, Dave. Keeps the devil out. Are you kidding me?
You just build a fence around your, like a mobile fence, keep the devil out.
Right in the office. Anyways, do we want to do this feedback thing? Norpac.
The beef people.
Norpac.
The beef people?
They're done now. Who put the fart sounds in? Is that
I
new?
don't know.
That was me.
Oh, Charters, you did that? You're writing a jingle?
I guess so.
Writing a new
Fart
jingle for
jingle.
Norpac?
Let's
The beef people. We need pepperettes. Then you get a better jingle.
Yeah.
You know what happens
Hey,
when
you
I-
know
That's
what?
a good call,
Hey,
Paul.
hey, Norpac.
The beef people.
You don't want fart sounds in your commercial? How about you send us a box of something to eat?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
big deal.
And a bag of pepperettes too.
Pepperettes,
For fuck's
steaks.
sakes.
I don't know. Throw in a wad of blue cheese. No big deal.
Why not?
Norpac.
And maybe some ice
beef
cream
people.
too. We know you're inside.
Let's ask more people for stuff.
Oh, you know you're
Yarmy Electric.
Go fuck yourself.
There you go. Hey,
He's fucking busy.
I'm busy. Go fuck yourself.
hey, Derek.
Bring
This is just an aside about Derek Yarmy. Hey, Derek. I own a church, eh? Hey, Derek's crew. If you're listening to this show,
Justin.
I own a church.
Ready.
You have to help me because it's fucked in there.
It's all over the place.
I don't know what works and what doesn't, where it comes from. I think all the old knob and tooth stuff's like disconnected, and it's just you gotta come in
The
there and
knob
help
and
me.
tooth stuff?
Hopefully,
It's
with
all
all
disconnected, I think. It's all.
hopefully with all the ads, you're not as busy as you used to be.
Yeah, I think I helped you out there to make you like not have anything to do. So, eventually.
So you can help Pete.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Free advertising, Derek. What'd you pay me, really? What'd you pay me?
Love. He paid you in
I
love.
said, Derek, I'll watch the door while you bang your wife and make another baby. Right? Keep those 800 other kids you have out of the room. I will do that for you any night of the week, Derek. 'Cause I
With a
know how
puppet
much you like
show.
making babies. Army lecture, if we don't get it right the first time, we'll get it right the second time. If we don't get it right the second time,
You can go fuck yourself.
brought to you by our good friends at Clean Flow.
Yeah, we haven't got a gift in a while.
Lube up your life, Clean Flow.
Lube your
You know,
holes.
Matty Osborne, or Matty O. I shouldn't say his last name, but whatever. You know, Matty, he's out having a great trip right now, but he's thinking about our show, and he's thinking about the church, and he's thinking about the possibilities. And I want to bring Clean Flow into the future with us.
Yep. I'd love to see Matty at the church. Come on down, brother.
Yeah.
Matt, it's been a lifelong
Can you
dream to have a
imagine?
shareholder like Matty O
Oh,
down to
yes.
our show.
Oh, jeez.
It's got to happen. We got to make it
That
happen.
might
Yeah.
be like the cherry popper at the church.
At the Sherish, we'll get him there. He said
Shay.
he would have came to our little open house we had, which was not a really big deal. Hey, Kev, it was nice,
Low key.
low key, but we just want anyone that was
was a
curious
key
about what
party.
this church looked like before we got started working on it. I was like, come in, we'll have a couple of drinks.
You know what
And
I
people
enjoyed?
stop by.
You know what I enjoyed the best was Maddie and I just played a sort of impromptu song together, and we were both singing. And to hear Maddie's harmonies ringing,
No, you're talking about who? Maddie Ball.
Maddie
right?
Ball, yeah. To hear her
A
harmonies
local musician.
ringing through the church,
Got
no
my first
microphone,
demo.
just
It's gonna be
oh, it was
awesome.
amazing.
I can't wait. Can't
Yeah.
wait.
We had Mike Singer come out and play a few tunes
yeah.
as well.
Whoa,
Yeah,
what?
Singer.
Singer out of
was
the
there.
woodwork,
Yeah.
eh?
It came with his mandolin and a nice case. Yeah.
Was he
showed up,
driving the van?
played? No, he was driving like a accent, like
Little
a
car.
2003 accent, 3-cylinder.
Yeah, you need to
accent.
save on gas when you're driving
You know-
from all
You
the
know
way
that
up
right,
butt
Steve?
fuck out nowhere.
I actually ran into him at a Grateful Dead show this summer, and he was driving that car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good on gas. And if you drive to
Really?
BC through the States, the gas is way cheaper.
That old chestnut.
And you can buy 2 bags of weed and stash one at the gas station in the overhead. This is a great hack I learned from Mike Zinger.
Yeah.
You buy 2 bags of weed, and then you stop at a gas station that you know you're going
Did
to
he
come
say
back to.
tell this on air for the rest of the world?
No,
to
he
hear?
didn't. And then I'm not saying what the gas station is. And then, because I don't want anyone to find his weed. And then you reach up in the ceiling, like the false
Right.
ceiling, and you just stick one bag up there. And then when you come back, like 2 months later,
There's your
guess what? Bag of weed waiting for you.
Oh, it's really good.
It's magic.
I know people have done that with hotel potted plants. You know, and actually, if you go to a resort, like if you go to an all-inclusive, a lot of the maids or the staff in the hotel that sell you weed will store it in the potted plants in the hotel, so that when you buy a bag of weed, they'll go to the potted plant and pull up the plant, and then underneath of it, they got like bags of weed that they'll just sell
Lo
you.
and behold.
Crazy.
So if you are an unsavory person that wants to steal from a person in a third world country, you can definitely steal from them by looking in potted plants for their weed.
That's what happens down there in
Which,
Toronto.
if they don't sell that weed, their kids won't eat. Charters.
Oh.
So it's not so bad, is it?
But you get to smoke weed on your vacation. I like the silence that
I'm soaking it in. I'm soaking
Yeah,
it
soaking it in. He's still deciding what to do. I don't know. Jeez, vacation with my family? I definitely need to smoke that weed. Is that what you're thinking? Or if I'm not with my family, I'd smoke that weed. And if I'm with them, I wouldn't. Would you be a better baked
in.
parent?
I wouldn't want to take meals out of the mouths of kids in any country. Third, second, or first world.
Good answer, Dave.
And now, what kind of answer is that? Is that your like politically correct?
No, it's just me saying I like kids and I like them to eat and be healthy.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate that. Now I have another question for you. Okay, this is a Catholic question because you're a Catholic, right? Like you know, Catholics are kind of like not cool with gay stuff, or
Which Catholics?
like the whole church in general. Like they don't like.
You can't just paint all the Catholics with not cool with gender, or
No, not gender. I didn't say fucking
gay.
anything about gender. I said
You can't paint all the Catholics with the same brush. The church you can paint with that brush, like the rules of the church, but not the people.
no.
When you talk about Catholics, you're talking about the people.
Right.
You can't paint the people with that brush.
But you're a Catholic,
Yeah, 100%.
and your church does stuff that you don't agree with as an employee of your company that you work for, right? You wouldn't like support the Catholic
My
stance
beliefs-
on some of the stuff.
My beliefs, my personal beliefs have nothing to do with my church or my company.
But if you go to the church and you don't agree with what they're saying, then why do you keep going back?
To the church?
Yeah.
I play in the band.
No, that makes sense now. Thanks. That's all I wanted. Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
answer.
That's a great answer. Plays in the band.
It's the back door into heaven. I'm with the band.
He's in the VIP.
Oh yeah, Charlie's gonna get into heaven from being in the band. That's so cool, man.
Smoking weed with God.
Yeah.
Fucking sweet.
You can show up 10 minutes late, but if your guitar's on your back, it's like, all right, no big deal.
Yeah, this guy's in the band. He plays
Next song's going to be better than the
Eagles
last one.
Wings and Hallelujah. They'll
You know-
know we are Christians. He's all good.
I honestly believe that the Catholic Church is a huge, like, I'm going to call it a corporation with rules and laws and all kinds of shit that millions of people all over the planet, maybe billions of people, are like
No, not billions.
used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, billions. I'm pretty sure billions in the Catholic Church.
There's only 7 billion on
Not in the
the planet.
Catholic Church, maybe Christian, but not Catholic.
I'm going to look it up, but there's a lot of people anyway. So to get anything that big to move on issues and change the way they do business is a big deal. It's like trying to move a big freight liner in the ocean. You know, it's not, you can't just snap your fingers and make it happen. It takes time, and it.
Do you know
So-
Did you know the Dutch people don't kneel in a Catholic church?
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad said that. He went to Catholic mass in Holland,
Oh, yes, Holland.
and they don't kneel there.
Or
Knees-
Bob.
You want to know why they say?
Knees are sore from plucking the tulip bulbs.
Yeah, because their knees are sore from their punishment. In Holland, they make you kneel in wooden shoes when you're bad, and their knees are fucked, and they go on and
It's bruised.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
My
is.
knees are bruised. Yes, it's black and blue. Oh. Black and blue. Oh, that's going to hurt in the morning.
Papa, no. Papa, no.
That's going to be fun waking up and go to the restaurant.
Please, no, Papa.
Papa, no, Papa, no.
I don't know why I like it so much.
The fuckos.
It's Sunday morning. Can I shit in the pew? Or do I have to kneel? Can I shit? Please, Papa. Please let me shit.
Charles nails it, eh? It's not often he does it, but let him soak it in. Look how happy he is. Paul, can you get a close up on Char's face? Just zoom right in on it because he's so happy right now. He said something funny. Just put a box on his face and let people see it. I know.
Make sure
I
you
know-
spread it out real wide, Paul, so it's the aspect ratio is no good. That's when I like it best.
Got to use the wheel on the mouse. Yeah,
That's great.
Anyways, we better get to our feedback. First one comes to us, says, "Hey Pete, just wanted to say I've been busy getting caught up on episodes of the Dutch Hall that I've missed over the summer. While doing my catch-up, I discovered I can watch you guys on big screen TV with surround sound. Like holy fuck, seriously, I used to sit on a plastic stool with my MacBook and a shitty little speaker drinking a beer by my fucking self. Can't get much better. I have to give big thanks to my new BF, which stands for boyfriend. Yeah. Who is now a big fan of the show.
Oh, maybe BF means big
Who is
fan.
this from?
Love you guys and CUNT, which of course means see you next time. Stands for see you next time.
Yep.
CUNT, see you next time. Laura Collins. Laura Collins. And Laura, I'm going to say your boyfriend, your new boyfriend, fan of the show, welcome aboard. I like how you didn't give him a name. He's just the boyfriend.
He's my boyfriend.
He's like a lower level listener than Laura Collins shareholder.
But a big fan.
That's right.
Big fan of
he's
or
probably not
no,
ready.
Laura Collins isn't a shareholder, is she? Super fan.
Super fan.
What was her gift that
What'd
she
she
gave
bring
us when
us?
she
Yeah.
came, though?
Gave us some St. Patrick's Day stuff and some booze and
Shareholder.
Shareholder.
A bucket.
Lock her in.
a
Yeah,
bucket. to
she's
puke in.
she's definitely. Oh, and a bucket. Yeah, she's a shareholder.
That's done.
Total shareholder. But I want to say your new boyfriend, welcome aboard as a fan. No shareholder. Give us something that costs money.
Then you're in.
And your name.
Then you're in.
And your name.
And this next listener, Dave will remember her. Ella Steppa Jones.
Wait. Ella Steppa.
Stopped at Godfather's Pizzas. Now, I don't like to mention a company.
Yeah, they don't sponsor us.
They don't sponsor us.
But we'll take some pizza.
And you know, if I'm in Delhi, you know what I'm going to do?
They are right next door.
I'm going to go over. No, I'm not going to them. I'm going to Tito's.
Tits.
They got too much bread on their pizza. I'm going to Tito's.
Thin crush.
And you know what? Fuck Godfathers. Seriously. Right in the butthole.
I don't know why you'd say that. I know
that's
the
your name.
Godfathers
Real
in Burford.
rival.
If we're talking about Godfathers,
Yeah.
you order from Godfathers in Burford, and if you don't like the bread, you know what you say? Thin crust. You order thin crust.
they
and
do
there's- Oh, they do it every time. Thin crust, light sauce, every time we order.
Okay. Well, I apologize, Dave. Maybe it's my children
And
that
the-
I should say fuck you to.
And they're
'Cause
your-
they
and
like
they're
the
your
thick
neighbors.
crust.
You can't.
Because that's their favorite place to get pizza, actually, is Godfathers. I like Tito's.
And you should befriend your neighbors, Peter.
Sorry to Godfathers. Sorry. I
Pizza's-
bought juice there.
The pizza's okay.
I can't eat bread. Anyways. Ella
Then you're
Steppa Jones said, stopped at
Steppa
the pizza place the other day on our way to a winery that doesn't sponsor us. Right? Eh?
So many to choose from.
Explained to the Jones. You know what the Jones is, Dave?
No, I don't.
It's her husband. Married her.
Ella
She took
Steppa-
his name.
Ella Steppa's married?
Yeah, to the Jones.
Oh.
He said, I explained to the Jones that we were next door to a soon-to-be cultural hub. Very proud of you and wish you great success. Can't wait to get the Spiky Ball Studios t-shirt,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be, we have a vision for it, eh? We got the picture of the ball now, which we can almost like take as a, it's so awesome, the one that Shaz got.
yes.
And then make it like either gold or red, and then put a glow of either gold or red around it. And then Spiky Ball Studios, and we'll paint that on the door of the church. We'll put it on T-shirts. We'll sell it to Ella Steppa. And you know what? She can come in to the show because she's a shareholder of the program.
Anytime.
Anytime when we start doing it at the church, you get free admission, Ella Steppa, because you're a shareholder of our program. But you know what? The Jones, you're paying admission, and you are driving the shareholder so she can drink some vodka and loosen up and relax.
Have a
Good
time.
Polish
Have
vodka.
a time. You know what?
Talk
Because you
about
have a
old
good,
times.
because you have a good wife, right? Anyways,
Lovely.
she supports our program. Anyways, this is another message I got this week. It said, watch your program for the first time last week, and I have to say, you made me laugh.
First time.
Wow.
Yeah, first time.
Winner.
I will definitely be tuning in for more. I think it is great that you purchased a church, and your plans for it are awesome. I feel that the spiky ball is an iconic part of the landscape, and I have an idea for your weekly show.
Whoa.
I think you should have a segment where you verbally award the Spiky Ball Award for a person, place, or thing or event that is annoying, ridiculous, garish, or rude.
That's wordy.
And I gotta tell you, if whoever's writing this,
Deep
they write in
thoughts.
the word garish. This is a person of substance, This person knows some words, man. This person's read a book before. Right, Dave?
Wordsmith.
This is a person of like intelligence, right? Don't you think?
I guess.
Garish?
What does that mean, garish?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're so stupid you don't know what it means. She does.
This person is a cunning linguist.
Yes, she. Of course she. You think a boy's going to know garish? A boy doesn't know what garish means. We're too stupid. Right, aren't we?
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
parsley,
we are.
right?
You have to have no balls for that. Anyways,
Partially.
It goes on the side of your plate, right? A garish. Is that right?
Yeah, they make it look pretty.
yeah, like the
You
like
don't eat
parsley.
it.
the curly
It's like that
parsley. You don't
parsley.
eat it. It's not like the flat parsley, the Italian stuff. You eat that.
Oh, you guys
Everyone
call it
knows that.
parsley. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it
garish.
was partially.
Yeah, the partially on the side of your plate.
Or it could be for good things too, but those usually aren't as funny. Anyways, just a thought. Thanks for the laugh. James Townsend. So I'm going to give the Spike Bell Award. What's garish or rude or whatever this week? What's bothered you this week? What's been a bee in your bonnet? Anyone's got something to bother him? We're going to give the Spiky Ball Award to for Jane Townsend? We got to
Kevin
give
for
one.
the snare drum.
Yeah,
Huh?
Paul Hayton fucking
Sound check before the show.
Yeah, Kevin for the sound.
Kevin
the snare
gets
drum.
the Spiky Ball Award week 1 for the snare drum.
A fucking snare drum is tuned, folks.
If you are going to be if you are anywhere close to our new church and you want to come in and see how studio recording works, you will want to kill yourself within an hour. But it's a necessary evil of the craft, man.
That's right.
Anyways, this is another new listener. I don't know if it's a new listener, but it's a new feedbacker.
Hey.
I love your I bought a church cancer video. Great talk on depression. I know quite a few people with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they're all fine. Cancer light. So glad you bought a church for Dutch Hall in Delhi. Finally.
It's about time.
It's about time. Laugh out loud, he said. But there's no laughing matter about that. We needed a Dutch Hall. Those Germans have been running a program that I'm not pleased with. I had to get married in that fucking house.
Sick of it.
We all did.
Yeah, and you know what they did to my grandpa, those Germans?
I've heard.
It was no good.
Put 'em up on a
Brought
wall.
him into that building. He had to
say nothing.
he had to celebrate in front in the German's house. He had to celebrate his grandson's wedding in the house of the people that put him on the wall and shot at him.
Yeah.
And then now I hire one of their reluctant descendants.
Ancestor.
It was not me.
If it was one of your relatives, if I found out it was one of
Maybe.
Steve's relatives, I would go slap him. I'll slap him right in the face. I'm not afraid to do it. Anyways, I think it's an awesome idea. I may have some paintings for you to hang too.
Oh.
I have said for years I was going to buy a church. We would listen to any kind of music like rock or country, anything with a good meaning.
Both
Have
kinds of
us-
music.
Yeah, both kind of music, rock and country. And have a sermon. And then like a piece of bacon and a beer for communion. And then call the church Our Lady of Intense Anal Suffering.
Oh.
I would love to stop by your church though sometime. From what I'm going to call the listener of the week, Andy Coote.
Oh, you're the listener of the week. This is your week.
It's your weekend.
It's your week, Andy.
Andy, you're the listener of the week.
Take it for a spin.
And you know why he got listener of the week? I'll tell you why. Because he offered. He said in his off season, he's a carpenter. In the off season, he's gonna come out. Anything we want him to do around the church, he said he's offered to help us.
Nice.
So you can't. That's why he's listener of the week.
Good with the change.
Hey, we gotta do a little thing, a new segment we do in feedback, where we reach out to the Cargill Secret Society in Tillsonburg. Cargill Secret Society in Tillsonburg. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know who gave you trouble for listening to our program. I don't know if it's even true. You reach out to us, your names will be anonymous. Your bosses are the fucking worst.
We'll fuck them
Fucking
over.
douches.
We will fuck them over. If you don't want us to mention their name, we won't. But if you want to describe them to us in intimate detail and let us make fun of them on air, we will do it because they're pieces of shit. If you don't like our program, you're not going to let your employees who are giving up their life to do your bullshit work.
Let them have an hour, for fuck's sake.
Let them put some fucking headphones in and listen to us rather than have to listen to your fucking like weed identification bullshit over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible, man. We want to have a life where we actually have a good time. We listen to like fucking charters drone on about his opinions.
Like anybody
Church or
cares.
something. Anyways, Cargo Seeker Society, we are on your team. We hate your boss.
Fuck your boss.
Fuck your boss. Push on. Go fuck them.
And there's only one more person we have to talk to this week, and she's a lady in Delhi, and she likes to prepare cheese on Friday mornings and listen to our show. She's a cheese lady. Let's check on her.
Cause we're checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, she's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, she's always having fun. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, she's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, hope she shakes her bum.
Happy Friday, Teresa.
You know, Teresa, she was very active,
We love
giving
you,
us
Teresa.
tons and tons of feedback this week. So on different platforms, but you know what she said? She goes, "Damn right, I'm listening," and hashtag listening in Delhi. Damn right, I'm hashtag listening in Delhi. And then another thing she said, she goes, "Take me to the church. Take me to the church if the Dutch Hall is there." XO, that's a kiss and a hug.
Oh,
It's a little kiss, little hug.
we accept them both.
Yeah, thank you, Teresa. I'm not going to tell my wife about that, but yeah. Well, it was on my dick. That's terrible. I shouldn't do that, eh? That's a
dick
sponsor. You shouldn't say... You
Is
should
that a dick hug?
kiss.
Oh, the kiss part, not the hug.
Because your
Just on the helmet.
your kiss is on
No.
my
Teresa, that's terrible. I didn't mean it for you in particular. I was just talking. I just started getting distracted because I was thinking of my wife. How pretty she was. Then she said this. She goes, "Wow, what an honor to be a shareholder. Woohoo. Woohoo. That's legit joy that came from Teresa from Delhi. She's cutting cheese. All of a sudden, she listens to the show. She's cutting cheese. She's like, I'm a fucking shareholder.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Like Homer Simpson. Woohoo.
You know what that
Yeah.
means? Anytime you want to come out, you just show up.
Yeah. And we're going to be down the road from you, Teresa. I don't know where you live, but I know where your business is, and it's in Delhi, Ontario. And we're not too far away. We're a stone's throw. You look up at the highest point in Delhi, you're going to see a nice spiky ball. And you come there on probably a Sunday night. I'm thinking probably, what are you thinking, about 8 o'clock?
Yeah, nice round time.
Start a show around Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
Yep,
Well,
sure.
Sunday night service. It'll be live from the Dutch Hall. All we need is internet now. All we need is internet, and we can be starting to do the program here. We'll move it away from there. So we're talking like these are the last weeks of the Pool Shed Dutch Hall.
Man.
Last weeks, guys.
Wow.
It's sad but happy. You know?
It is sad but happy, isn't it? I am really kind of mixed feelings about it.
I do too.
It is. I remember back when there was a lawnmower park there, and we had a little table.
Yeah.
And the table got moved out after the show because it was a working shed with a lawnmower and
Yeah,
implements and shit in here.
Yeah, I had a bunch of junk in here. It was like where you stored all your junk. And then I cleaned that all out.
And every week we'd come back and something would be moved, something would be
The
different.
bar
There's
is
a
over
new
here.
poster. There's the bar moves. There's all of a sudden there's a drum kit. We got a bartender. What do we got? A full band week after week.
Full
New
electric
changes.
too now.
And full electric band.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if we
course.
announced this on air. We were promoting the Swazi's gig, but did we promote that you guys are? It's the first time, like Bob Dylan, the first time Bob Dylan went electric.
Newport
And it
Folk
like
Festival.
it shocked all the people that were like huge Nocturnal Emission fans that just thought that Nocturnal Emissions was going to stay an acoustic band forever, just banging on a cajoon,
Yeah.
Cal June.
Yeah.
a Cal Joan,
I know.
and then all of a sudden. You're at Swazi's standing up, for heaven's sake, standing up
my.
with electric instruments, rocking the place.
Live
It
drummer.
was amazing.
People were in the smoking area because it's too loud for them, Bailey Adcock, because you're too old, lady. I'll tell you that right now, lady.
Yeah.
Why are you out there? It's too loud for you smoking cigarettes out there on the patio?
I learned 2 things that night. Number 1, I learned that standing up with these fine gentlemen and playing electric is the best fucking time I've ever had on stage.
Hilarious.
And the second thing I learned is that Steve needs to practice standing up.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 2.
Why? What happened, Steve? What's the difference?
Yeah, what is the difference?
That particular song was a bit of a train wreck. And I don't think I had ever played it standing
Steve said
up,
to me afterwards, I've never played that standing up before.
Yeah.
It was a real trick.
You know, I did Edwardo standing up, which is my first time ever doing Edwardo standing up with I had your guitar with the strap on, and I wore it wrong, eh?
With a what?
Strap on.
Strap on.
Oh, yeah.
It was a
He had his guitar.
it was a guitar and a strap on.
Okay.
Yeah. No big deal.
Sounds cool.
And how'd
What'd
you
think
feel
of
about
it?
that?
Yeah, how'd you feel?
The strap on was on the outside.
Because honestly, I felt like that was the most bravado you've had playing that song. We've done that a few times.
Yeah, but I wore the strap wrong. It's supposed to be on the back of my shoulder. If you look at the pictures of me that people took of me, I'm wearing both straps on the front.
I know.
And I'm holding the car. It's wrong, right?
I saw you tuck your arm in on the wrong side, and I almost said something, but then I was like, no, this is probably good. Let him do it.
I don't know what I'm doing about anything. Like little things like that are just like such common sense for everyone. It escapes me for my whole life, like 44 years of not getting that. How you wear a fucking guitar strap, and I should know that. Like I should.
You nailed it.
Nailed it.
Every verse, every chorus.
Oh, you know how much pressure? You know how fucking freaked out I was the whole time because we didn't practice it at all, and we've never pulled it off at Swazi's. We never pulled off at Edwardo.
No, it was your nemesis.
And then I'm like, the second verse, the last line, I'm like, I fucked that up. That wasn't the right. That was the line for the third verse. And then I was like, I was freaking out about that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna have to repeat the same line again. And then I got to the end of the third verse, and I was like, hey, that wasn't the right line. That was the right line for the second one.
I did it right all along.
I'm in the third one. It's a different last line. Longs for her man, cries in the night-o or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you power through.
I did it. And then I'm like, all I got to do is pull off this last one, which really fucked me up the first time we tried it at Swazi's.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, wife and a mom.
Yeah,
you
isn't
know?
it funny how you don't, the next time you will not fuck that part
No,
up.
because I already
You're gonna
messed it
nail
up
that
once.
part.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. You'll never forget that part.
And that's the beautiful part about it that people don't understand about trying stuff that you don't want to try in life. You know, it's like you have to fail.
Yeah.
It's important for you to fail.
Yeah.
You have to fuck up in front and be humiliated.
Or else you don't learn.
You won't be good at anything unless you do something
so true.
horrible. You know, you can never. And even if you did do something good, you would never appreciate it because you haven't fucked up. You have to hit the bottom and fail and feel like shame, but then still go back and do the same thing that made you feel shame, and then you realize, this thing is bigger than,
True.
it's bigger than me because I'm doing this even though it was a great humiliation in my life. I'm still doing it again, and then. Like, you must have, done that in music.
Yeah, it's just a speed
heck
bump,
yeah.
right? It's just a speed bump.
It's just a speed bump.
If you let it stop you, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
The next time you're going to correct that, and you're probably going to mess something else up. So
And then you'll
you're
correct that.
constantly learning.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're constantly getting better, and it doesn't matter what you're in. That's
Yeah.
everything in fucking life. It doesn't matter
Everything,
what
yeah. Whether you're just like sitting at home and you're like, I don't know what I want to do, and you're like, but I really like making widgets, and you're like, well, I don't know how to make widgets, but I look online on how to make widgets, and then you like figure out how to
you're
make
like,
widgets.
my
and you-
first widgets are kind of fucked up, and my
Yeah.
friends aren't really into them. Next thing you know,
That's called an
you're
education.
You got the
Yeah.
best widgets around.
Yeah, you're making every screw up you make is like paying for an education, and then you end up being good at what you're doing, and then you make money at it. And that's how it works.
You gotta be willing.
You
to
gotta
take the
suck
chance.
before you
Yeah.
be good, or you're never gonna be good.
I reflected on that a lot this week because I had so much fun there, and at Swazi's, like,
Yeah, it was
honestly the best time I've ever had on stage. And then I thought back to the first time I was on stage and how hard it was. And I've never been a public speaker, and then to go up on stage in front of people by myself with an acoustic guitar. And I remember
Yeah, you wore
probably remember
sunglasses
that.
and
I was wearing
closed your
sunglasses,
eyes.
and
and
people came
cried.
up. The people who were important to me came up to see me, and I looked at them and I started crying. Behind my sunglasses, it's the honest to God truth. So I had to do the rest of the set with my eyes closed because whenever I looked at someone, I was crying, and I don't even know if it sounded good, but it was so hard to do. And then you get through that.
Yeah, it sounded great, actually.
And then you do another one, and then you do
I
another
was
one.
so proud.
And then you do another one,
I
and
really
it
was.
gets better. And at a certain point, you're kind of like, fuck it. Like, I'm doing it for me. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like,
Doesn't matter if Willie
It's still-
thinks your voice is
It's
shit.
not that I wasn't scared going up at Swazi's. Yeah, honestly, like I don't care. Maybe my voice is shit, and if it's shit, I won't be able to do it anymore. Like, because I won't be able to do it.
Well, there's a few people that have made a good living off a shit voice too. Actually, like make Bob Dylan,
Yeah.
Neil Young.
Neil
But
Young,
it doesn't matter.
Lou
It doesn't
Reed.
matter because the feedback.
But you don't
like-
have a shit voice, by the way.
like what I got out of it was more important than what anyone else got out of it at that point. And even though
Yeah.
you're scared
Except
going
for
up,
me.
like douche.
No, yeah, the best advice I ever got about
It sounds kind of narcissistic, I guess, but it's like I love to see the people dancing, and that was a big thing.
yeah,
there,
just get
but-
up there and do it. Like the more you
Yeah.
do it, the
Oh
better
yeah,
you get
Swaz
at
was
it.
awesome. We had like a bunch of girls.
Swaz came up and had a nice sing
Oh,
with us.
Swaz
too.
sang
God,
some
yeah.
kind of wonderful, just nailed it.
Yeah.
He was like resisting, like
I'm
he had to
smoking.
twist my arm.
He
or
was
whatever.
outside when we started.
Comes up on stage and just hammers it out. It's
Nailed it.
exactly for him.
Bozy, what verse? Yeah, you know Swaz. Don't fucking pretend you don't.
Yeah, it was great. We had a great time. That
is
is
a great
definitely
time.
our home bar. If anybody if we have to pick a home bar, Swazi's is definitely
yeah.
our home bar.
Fuck yeah.
They've been great to us every
yeah.
single time. Swazi's treat us like gold. The crowd that lives in the Yin subdivision that listens to our program, like Bailey, and I wish I remember Bailey's boyfriend's name. Does anyone remember Bailey's boyfriend?
Goebel.
Goebel.
Goebel? But does he have a first name? That's last
Goebel.
name. Goebel.
Goebel.
Bailey and Goebel.
Goebel.
Anyways.
What up?
Every time I can't. I feel bad. The guy's the greatest guy in the world. I forget every time. But Goebel, yeah. Anyways, those guys are there. They come every single show we do there.
Yep.
And they have to have a shout out there.
And we appreciate anybody that does that.
yeah.
Like,
She-
that was a dancing crowd.
Those
Oh,
two
yeah.
people saw the demise of Edwardo, like the failures,
Yeah,
the
they were
two-time
there.
failures.
Yeah.
They were there for it. And then they saw the actual rise where it actually came together and we pulled it off.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Did you remember the crowd sing that time though? The crowd sing
I
the last
have no
verse.
idea.
I can't remember either. 'Cause the first time we played Edwardo at the Killyard in Simcoe, and the crowd singing the last thing was crazy, and in Dunville too.
Yep.
The
Was
crowd
it because
really
the
sang
offshore
it.
Mexican workers, or
No, I think people just got into the thing at the end, and then when they saw people
New
singing
Limburg was
Eduardo.
like that too.
Yeah, people sang
New
Eduardo
Limburg
like crazy.
were into
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. I don't know. I think Eduardo's got some legs to it. I really do think Eduardo's got legs to it. I think we're going to have some fun with that. And we're going to have a lot more fun. And did we? Oh, yeah. One more thing to say with the cheese lady here.
okay?
After she said woohoo, she said, let me know and I'll bring a cheese tray to your grand opening to the Dutch Hall Church.
That sounds about right.
Well, I'm going to let you know right now. Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. You're definitely going to bring it. You're definitely going to bring it, but I have to let you know when it's going to be because the last thing was just like a little open house for friends and family. The next one that we do is as a real grand opening.
Gonna be really big.
We got to think big, man. We got to blow it up. We got to make it as big as we can make it.
I love your cheese, Teresa.
Yeah. She got a great cheese shop there, right? Love going in. I love every bit about it. Have you been in there?
I haven't even been in the shop. I really should go.
I've been in the shop many a times when I was having a nice Van Dyke Christmas in the old Knights of Columbus.
Oh, yes. That was our.
But it's different now.
It's different now. Now Van Dyke Christmas happens at the Spiky Ball Studios.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, and I got to talk to Uncle Blaine and Aunt Berna about it because they have this year.
Are they hosting?
I don't know what they're thinking about it, but I'm like, come on,
Got
come
a
to the
whole
church.
hall.
Guess how much it's going to cost you, Van Dyke family? $0.00 because the church is for the Van Dykes.
That makes sense.
All
Yeah.
rejoice and praise God, Jesus himself.
And we'll also game plan for Van Dyke party services.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
the
where
best.
We practice there.
Yeah. And you know what? Mini sticks anywhere you want.
Yeah.
That's the
Whoa.
for the youngsters.
Oh, the kids are going to be fired
Mini
up
sticks
about
your
that.
ass off.
Yeah.
You want to go up to the church, mini stick? You want to go to the Sunday school, mini stick?
Yeah. Choir loft, mini sticks.
No.
Want to just go wreck Kevin shit? Hit it with a mini stick?
Just fucking rip it.
Go on. No, I'm just kidding.
Hard wrister.
It's
Hard
a
no.
$3,000 microphone.
Hard no. You sons of bitches will stay away from my shit.
Basement you go.
Yeah.
Get out of my studio.
Anyways, I'm so excited about the church, and we're going to have a really good time. So thank you for everyone that's provided us with feedback this week. It really was a star-studded feedback this week. And if you'd like to provide us with some in the future, please go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com and give us an email, or you can go to Live from the Dutch Hall's Facebook page, or Dutch Hall on Twitter, Dutch Hall on Instagram, Dutch Hall
LinkedIn, Quora,
Snapchat.
Grinder.
Are we on
You got
Instagram?
Snapchat?
Grinder.
Huh?
Do you got Snapchat?
I have Snapchat.
Nice.
Dutch Hall on
I
Snapchat.
have to Snapchat that church.
Yeah.
Or
You know, I don't
Spiky Ball
understand
Studio.
Snapchat. I gotta understand. If
still don't
somebody
get
out
it.
there could just send me pictures of their vagina just for 5 or 6 seconds,
Like a test.
just to test
to
it
try
out,
things out.
I
sure it's
promise it's gonna go away. It's just, that's how it works,
No big deal.
and then it's gone.
I promise it will say probably screenshot.
No, I am too stupid to understand screenshots. People have told me to screenshot it. I'm like, I have to do a search to find out how to screenshot. I won't know how to do it. So if you want to send me your vagina, there's no way else can screenshot it
I don't have time.
because I don't know how to look it up, and then it'll be gone by the time I can look it up. So you're safe with me. I'm so stupid. You're safe.
You know what I like about this show? It's been about absolutely nothing.
This show?
Yeah.
No, we're done. Feedback now. Oh, it's been over. It's been over an hour. Oh my God, it has been about
Talk
nothing.
about nothing.
Easy.
The whole show was supposed to. I was going to talk about one subject matter, and it was like the brothel in Toronto that they were going to have her banging like sex dolls.
What about Burt
Oh,
Reynolds?
gross.
Oh, and Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, he's
Both
dead.
of those things. And
He's
Burt Reynolds is
fucking
like a
dead.
hero, and
Son of a bitch.
no one had
God.
him in the pool though.
Nope.
No one had Burt Reynolds in the
No,
pool.
because I thought he'd never die. He's like Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I got to tell you, my dad was a huge Burt Reynolds fan.
Oh my God, Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh.
You know what's crazy? If you look up Burt Reynolds on the internet today,
Yeah.
you know how they say like they'll say an actor's name and then comma and then the movie they're famous for,
Yeah.
like Burt Reynolds actor in the movie. What movie do you think would be behind his name?
I would say, if I had to guess, I'd say Burt Reynolds would be most known for Deliverance.
Boogie Nights.
Steve got it. Buggy Nights.
Boogie Nights?
Yeah. Burt Reynolds, Buggy Nights. Yeah. I would have thought Smokey and the Bandit. Like that's fucking iconic. Smokey and the Bandit. They're like, name a better movie, honestly, than Smokey and the Bandit. It's
Well,
fucking
if
awesome.
you're going to ask me to name a better movie, I would probably go with Cannonball Run.
Oh, that's a
Huh?
great
There
one.
You
you
know
go.
what? Or
Yeah.
maybe Cannonball Run 2.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
maybe I'd go with
But not
Gator.
Buggy, not Buggy Nights.
Yeah, maybe I'd go with what's the one? Father of the Year or something?
Boogie
Fatherhood.
Nights. Boogie Nights is a great movie,
Huh?
right? Boogie Nights
Yeah,
is an
Boogie Nights
awesome
was
movie.
great, but
don't know if
Burt Reynolds
Burt
wasn't a
Reynolds.
star.
Mark Wahlberg, right?
You watch Burt Reynolds and like when Burt Reynolds was in his prime, and Burt Reynolds was he was a legit movie star.
That
Like,
fucking
yeah.
Trans Am, like
They say he was a badass in real life, though, too, like a real man.
yeah, he did his
course he
own
was.
stunts. Like
Fuck
there was,
yeah.
they were talking about one time he was in Deliverance. He wanted to do this stunt where they had to go down a waterfall, right? So they had to go down this waterfall, and he was like, they said, no, we'll put the stunt double in to go down this waterfall. He's like, no, I'm a man. I'm going to do my own stunts or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes down the waterfall. He said he swims down it, and then hits the rocks, and then wakes up on the beach, and he's like, what the fuck? He was fucked up. Big
he's a
time.
man. He's a man.
But he did his own thing.
He's the man.
Yeah, he is. Burt Reynolds was a real goddamn man. Johnny Carson loved Burt Reynolds too. Like Johnny Carson said, Burt Reynolds could come on anytime he wanted. He could just walk on the Tonight Show and just like bring
course.
Dom DeLuise with him to laugh at what his jokes.
Dom DeLuise is drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
You ever see that parody of Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live? It's fucking awesome. Turd Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Check that shit out if you got time tomorrow.
Oh, that is the best.
I really don't know whose joke this is, but I'm totally gonna steal it. Someone told me it's a Dom DeLuise joke, and I don't know who said it. They go, Dom DeLuise has a son, David DeLuise. He was like a father on one of those kid shows. David DeLuise. It was like iCarly or something, or do you remember? It was like one of those kids shows where there's like a
Like for real, Dom DeLuise's son
Dom
is
DeLuise's
is
son.
a real actor.
Oh no, it was Wizards of Waverly Place. Selena Gomez,
Oh,
her dad
Disney
on that show, that Disney show, was Dom DeLuise's son, David DeLuise. And I don't know whose joke this is, but someone said Dom DeLuise is a son. Like, how did he make that son? Did he just like come in his hand and throw it at her pussy? I never heard anything so funny in my whole life. That's a great joke.
what actually happened was
Because Dom DeLuise seems
yeah,
fairly gay, right?
he got super famous from Cannonball Run, and the pussy was being thrown at him. It's like the opposite of what you think.
Yeah.
It
But he's
doesn't
not
matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. It matters that you're famous.
He must have
No,
a good
what I'm
musk.
saying is Dom DeLuise isn't unattractive. He's a homosexual man, is what I'm saying. He likes men.
Why do you think that?
Because everything about Dom DeLuise to me seems gay. Like, I never watched Dom DeLuise in any of those Smoking the Bandits where I'm like, Dom DeLuise is a pussy hound. Like, he seems like he doesn't like women to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have false gaydar, Dave.
Apparently you're wrong.
What do you think? Liberace was a whorehound too?
Straight as an arrow.
Bruce Valanche. Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche is a ladies' man.
Center Square.
Smooth talker.
Just keeping it real.
Freddie Mercury used to tickle girls' clitorises with his mustache.
Sure.
And his front teeth.
His front teeth would nibble like a beaver. Just tick, tick, tick at it.
Queen.
We are like an hour 6. Let's talk about the sex things for a little, the sex dolls for a little bit, because we're an hour 6. I think we're gonna go along the show just to talk about the sex dolls.
Sex or sex?
Your kill's okay, Michael?
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
Oh. Yeah.
There's a brothel in Toronto. I just have to talk about this. Toronto is not representative of our province. Okay.
No.
We're in the sticks. The other people that live in the sticks like us recognize that Toronto is a weird place where all the weird people congregate. Where they can be shoulder to shoulder in a really crowded place where they all have to follow different rules because
Where
it's
landscapers can be serial killers and you can shoot anyone you want anywhere.
yeah. But you can't pee in your yard.
Oh,
That's
man.
inappropriate.
It's the
But here
best
in the
fucking
country,
thing
it's
ever.
opposite.
You can't kill a raccoon or a squirrel.
No, you can't drown a raccoon in the lake because he's eating your blueberries in your backyard you have planted. That's against the law, right? In the city. But in the country, no one's going to charge you for that because we don't give a fuck. You drown that raccoon, but we won't talk about it. I know Kevin's an animal lover.
Maybe even an
Kevin's an
opossum.
animal lover.
What, you got an opossum or a skunk?
I told that story about when my buddy Steve was in Tobermory and he threw the beer bottle at the raccoons because my buddy Chad was like putting hot dogs all over the trees, and he was like luring the raccoons in so he could watch them at night. We're like camping up in Tobermory, so Chad's like putting hot dogs all over the place, and like little things are coming out of like the cedar trees. He's like sticking hot dogs in it, and the raccoons are coming over and eating it.
That's
He's
how you
like-
get bears to join your church.
And he goes, hey, look at the raccoon. Look at their masks. Look how clean they are. Look how they lick their hands before they eat. And then my buddy Steve finished drinking his beer and just chucked at the raccoon. And then it smoked him right in the head. And the fucking raccoon does like a backflip. And my friend Chad's an animal lover, and he got so upset. He was like, he wanted to kill him. He like had him against a tree. Like he wants to punch him in the face, you know. And he goes, I'm going to go find that raccoon and make sure he's okay. And then as he starts leaving, Steve goes, he'll be easy to find. He's the raccoon with the bottle in his head. I laughed so hard. Chad was like crying. He was like so upset crying because he was so sad for that raccoon. Anyways.
They're resilient fuckers.
You know what? Let's talk about sex dolls another day. Because Mike's got kills to check.
Save it.
But I'm telling you, I don't know about it. How clean can you clean out another guy's jizz?
Can't.
You just can't do it.
Gross.
You don't.
That's a one-time use.
So Toronto, the city of Toronto is probably right about banning that stuff. Charter says it might be different if you just let them bang some Cabbage Patch dolls. But I didn't think that was right.
Fucking charters.
Anyways, this has been live from the Dutch Hall. We are the greatest podcast ever to come out of Poolshed in Pine Grove, Ontario. Thank you so much for listening to us. Guys, soon to be found on social media. Look for Spiky Ball Studios. We're coming towards you. Until next week, tell a friend. Be a good person. And CUNT, we'll see you next Thursday. Let's hit it, boy. For people watching, if you can go to the YouTube thing at the bottom there, just send a message. Tell me who you are. Who's watching us late at night live? I want to know who our diamonds are. Just please send me a message in the chat there. Guys, thanks for listening. That was fun.